We have the most amazing live for you today because I have a couple of special guests that are joining me in just a moment. But I just want to acknowledge those of you that are watching live. I am 2 hours earlier than I normally am. So if you find this live, thank you very much for being live with us. And if you catch the replay, thank you for joining us on the replay as well. But I do understand that some people may miss the live because we're at a different time. Now, one of the reasons for that is the winner of our previous video challenge is from the UK. So not to make her stay up until midnight, it's still 10 p.m. her time. So I just want to thank these two people that I'm about to bring on for their time to be here with me today. So what we're talking about is I've got the winner and the runner-up of our most recent 14-day online crew video challenge. And Lesley, who is our winner, has backed it up from the last challenge, 2 in a row, which is absolutely freaking amazing. So I'll bring her on in a second. And Beth is always up the top and been there 15 times or something like that. So we'll bring her on as well. If you haven't met me before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, but no hat today because today is all about these two. Hello. So please help me welcome. We've got the beautiful Lesley Doughty, who won our video challenge, and we've got Beth Frederick, who was number 2 and is often sitting right up the top of the tree. Beth is just a repeat offender in the best possible way. So I want to thank Lesley for being up at 10 o'clock at night, staying up to do this interview with us. So thank you for being here, Lesley. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's exciting to be here again. I didn't expect.
Yeah. And I wanted to bring Beth on as well because, one, she just needs acknowledging because she always comes back and does the video challenges over and over and over again. She gives it her all. She's amazing. She's done, we're just trying to work it out before, somewhere probably around 15 or so video challenges. I think I've done about 20 odd or a little bit more, and Beth's done majority of them. So to keep coming back again and keep placing right up the top there is absolutely amazing. And Lesley, to back it up, 2 video challenges in a row. I know you were shocked the first time, and I think you were even more shocked the second time. It's just absolutely amazing. So what we're here to share with you, if there's any of you sitting here that still don't realize the benefit of live video, or what it can do for you and your business and your confidence and your social media presence and your algorithm and all that kind of stuff, listen up, because this is what it's all about. And it's like, look at the smiles on these ladies' faces. They're a pleasure to be around, and they bring that pleasure to their audiences. That's what it's all about. And, I was only saying yesterday, I think it was, you never know who's watching. You really don't. But unless you're there and you've got the guts to go live and do it in an environment where we're all supporting each other, which is the best way to do it when you're sort of learning, you just never know who you can impact. So it does take a lot of guts to go live. There was a stage where I hadn't gone live and I started to go live and I was no good at it. I think when we first start, we kind of sound like robots. Would you agree, ladies? Like, it's really kind of nerve-wracking and you're sweating and it's like, what are people going to think of me? Who am I? I'm not an expert. All that kind of stuff goes through our head. But it gets easier the more videos you do. Would that be correct, ladies?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go to Lesley first. Lesley, how did it feel to learn that you had backed it up again and won this previous round of our video challenge again from the one we'd just done before that?
I was completely in shock. I was lying in bed because it was after midnight. I mean, I think he came on, was it 12:30 or something? Or 12 o'clock. And I'm listening, I've got my earphones in, just listening to my phone. And I didn't expect to come anywhere. If I got in the top 15, I would have been really excited, but I didn't expect it. And as you're going through it, and I'm thinking, oh, what's happening? And then you got down to like the last 3 and I'm like, oh my word, what is she going to say next? So when you said it, I was floored. I did not expect it at all. I did it so I could help me grow more, get more confidence, feel like you said, not a robot. Because I have to say, it is scary, and it's still scary for me. I'm not going to deny that at all.
Yeah.
So the fact you went and said I won it again, I was like, are you for real? What are you doing?
Yeah, and that's obviously you being willing to put yourself out of your comfort zone and do the tasks that I asked you to do, because both of you did. And some of those are really scary. Like, you did walk into a supermarket and grab a stranger and say hello, and your heart, I could feel it through the video, was going a million miles an hour. And then you kept walking and talking around, like you just kept going. You probably could have stopped your video there, and you kept going and you kept talking, and people were looking at you, and you're like, oh my gosh, everybody's looking at me. And like, you did that and you achieved that. And there's scary things. And we've got other video challenges that are watching here. I just want to acknowledge a few people that are watching. We've got Leanne. How are you, Leanne? It's great to see you on. Hello, Laurie. Laurie's done multiple video challenges as well. You made it on live. Thank you for finding us early. Hello, Gina. How are you? Yes, Helen, you found us early. Thank you very much for watching. And I know these ladies appreciate it too. And I'm sure they'll go back to, your comments after and say hello to you guys as well. So, Lesley, is it 3 or 2 that you've done?
This is my third challenge, my third.
Yeah. So out of 3, you've won 2. That is amazing. That is amazing. Do you know how many people register for the challenge, like over and over and over again, and never actually even complete it, let alone only do 3 and win 2 of them? So massive pat on the back to you and the effort that you put into that, because that's just amazing in my book. So hence why, we want to talk to you and see what's the reason that you would come back again and do it again and experience that again. Like, what drives you to push yourself to do things that are scary?
I think it is because when I'm given a challenge, with it being something that I'm not very good at, I don't feel that I'm very good at it. And so your challenge gives me an opportunity to have something to do every day that I don't have to think about, that pushes me with a goal and a plan to think of something to go live. And I don't find it easy. It really isn't easy. I do my best. I think of something. I ramble on. But I want to learn how to do it. And I just think it's a brilliant platform as a group of people to be able to do this together and know that somebody else is struggling like you're struggling. You can watch their live and you support them. And I felt the support from everybody. And that's helped me to do the next day and think, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Even if I'm struggling and I'm thinking, what am I going to say? I've got to press the live button, and then I'm rambling, and sometimes I even forget to say who I am. I even forget to say, please put your name in the comments. I'm kind of, I've not said any of that. I was so nervous. I just said what I'd planned to say. And I think doing it again helps you to think, okay, there's a format to your beginning and your middle and your end. And that's what I need to learn. So, it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least I'm learning to do it. And so that's why I wanted to do it again, just because I know I'm learning, and I'm not that, I don't think I'm that good at it. And so I just feel that every time I do it, I'll be a little bit better.
Absolutely.
And I think it's in the supermarket. I was terrified. I was shaking. And I'm thinking, I can't be on for 1 minute. I've got to keep going. And I'm thinking, how long am I meant to be in the supermarket before I say I'm finishing?
Yeah. No, and well done for that. And it's like anything in life. If you want to get really good at something, you've got to practice it and you've got to do it over and over again. So if we look at somebody like Beth, Beth's an old hat at this. I think she's done at least 15 challenges, maybe even more, because we can't quite work out. It's around 20 that I've done all up. And Beth is there over and over and over again. So for somebody who's done a hell of a lot of live videos, Beth, what drives you to keep coming back? And I know you said at the end of the last challenge, you wanted a lot, like you need a lifetime challenge. You just kind of don't want to stop. What would possess you to keep coming back and do it that many times?
Well, to get better, to get more confident, because I think we can always grow. I think when I started, the very first challenge, of course, there was the fear of going live and what are people going to say? What are people going to think about me? What am I going to look like? The look like thing, fear soon left me. I remember one time I went on live on my regular live and realized my hair was standing up on end, and I ended up just making a joke about it. But the fear of, not knowing what to say, what if I made a mistake, and, what if no one was there? And, I think even one of the first times I did it, I put a sticky note over the top of the thing so I couldn't tell if someone was watching, because that freaked me out a bit. Yeah. But with the guidance of the challenges, you just made those fears subside so quickly because of the guidance, because of the skills, the format, the steps you give us. I love steps. I love checklists. And, I think I just kept doing them because I wanted to build that confidence. You had confidence in us before we even had it in ourselves, for me anyway. And then having that support of all the other challengers. What I've learned now is that I think the confidence that I've had in myself has made me a better person each and every time, a better leader, so much self-development. It's not just a video challenge and just sharing things and things I learn along the way about myself. And the more I do it, the more I become myself, the more I resonate with my audience. And I've seen my business grow. So I just keep doing them because I just want to keep growing and growing. I want to be more natural, the authenticity. Just thinking back, if I had not done that first live video challenge, first of all, I wouldn't have met you. And I would not have been in the company that I'm with. I would not have had the success in my business. I would not have met the wonderful people like Lesley and all these other people that are watching, all those connections. I wouldn't have invested in myself and believed in myself. And honestly, I don't think I would have been who I am today and who I know I can still become if I wasn't keeping doing these.
Wow, that's a big statement, and I really appreciate your honesty and your take on that, because I feel exactly the same way, and I've seen the growth in you, and I know the changes that it's made, and people will just look at it and go, well, it's just live video, like I can't do it. There are people that will never, ever, ever put their face behind the camera because the fear is bigger than the dream. And I would just encourage anybody that's listening live or on the replay, one, if you've done live videos before and you've dropped off, get back on them. Get back on them. There is no, if you're really serious about your business and building it through social media, there is no faster way than people to get to know, like, and trust you than through seeing your face and your personality and your charisma and your mistakes and the things that you stumble with and the honesty and the authenticity about walking through a supermarket and being really crap scared. That's the real raw stuff that people love to see. And there's a balance in the video challenge of what I ask people to do to show that vulnerability, but also give some great value, and let the walls down so people can get to know you for you, not for what you're selling. So the benefits of live video, I mean, it's changed my whole life, my business, my life, the people that I've met, I wouldn't meet you. I wouldn't have met either of you if I wasn't on social media, those kind of things. Like, it can bring the most amazing people that can shape and mold the rest of your life. Now, I know that sounds like a big statement, but unless you're on the inside, and I know these ladies understand, I know there's some people in the comments that understand, but unless you actually do it, and put yourself in that position, you don't really realize the benefit of it. And when you keep coming back and doing more and more and more, the relationships build, the exposure builds, the engagement builds, the relationship, they all build. Like, it really is, quite amazing. And that's why I often say when people join the video challenge, this is so much more than just doing live video. So what about if you were to do it on your own versus this kind of challenge situation, where do you see the benefit of that? Like, why would somebody listening or listening to the replay that still has a fear of live video and they know they want to do it, They're just really scared to do it. What's the difference in doing it in the situation that you've done it in a challenge situation versus trying to do it on your own? What do you think the benefit is of doing it in the challenge? So start with Lesley.
Well, for me personally, to do it by myself was really, really hard. And you give such clear instruction, such clear guidance. It's step by step. And I find that takes away some of the fear. Not that you're not scared, you're still scared, but at least, you know, I do this, I do that, I press this, you know, and that just made it easier that somebody was guiding you through that. So when you did do it, instead of wondering, what do I do? How do I do it? Where do I put my screen? What button do I press? It's there for you. You've laid it out, and it's easy then to follow the format, follow the plan, follow the videos, follow the guidance. And for me personally, that just made it gave me that confidence that if I follow the steps, it'll be okay. Whatever I do, even if I mess up, I will be able to do it. And for me, that really helped me, because by myself, I was floundering. I was, you know, I did them now and again, but I wasn't very good. I didn't know what I was doing, you know, pressing the buttons, knowing what I should do. You know, it was a struggle. And I just, you know, I did it. You're trying to learn it, but why learn it by yourself when you can learn it with a group of people with guidance that makes it so much easier? And it does take a lot of the fear away, because you're being guided what to do, how to do it. And for me, that was really important. And it's made such a difference to me in my life, because it's meant I can do it. I know what to do, you know, and each time you do another one, you grow from it and you learn from it. And yeah, I know I've rambled and I've made mistakes, but hey, that's going live, isn't it? That's you. That's just live. That's the way it is.
I still do that. I still ramble and make mistakes.
So I'm learning it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's interesting, you know, when it involves technology, I think some people don't do live video just because they don't know how. They don't know. They don't want to turn up sideways, you know, their head's sideways because their screen's locked, and they don't know which buttons to push, and they don't know how to end it or start it. I think technology itself stops a lot of people. Like, there'll be people listening to this video that maybe have never done Reels or TikTok before just because they don't know how. Like, the technology side of it does hold people back sometimes. So having videos in the challenge, if you've never gone live before on a computer, do this. If you've never gone live before on a phone, do this. If you're going to do a live interview and you need StreamYard, this is how you use it. Like, I do believe that those videos within the challenge help a lot of people get over the fear of actually sort of doing it. So thank you for that, Lesley. What about you, Beth? You know how to do everything. You know how to go live. You know how to use the software. You know how to do, you know, lots of things. So what do you think, coming back again and again and again and again, the benefit of doing it in the challenge situation versus, I know you do live videos regularly on your own anyway. So what does the challenge bring to the table that's different?
Well, before I started the challenge, I didn't know how to go live. I didn't know the technology. Just you giving the structure and the tasks and the skills and building my skill set on that, learning more about myself. And now I can turn around and teach that to others. And so that is really huge for me to, you know, and it's just, I just love going live now. I just love it.
Yeah, that's the biggest compliment to me on the other side of, you know, running them, is people that are scared of them and they turn around and they're like, this is not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. That's what most people say. For anyone sitting there going, oh, I still don't know if I could do it. You can. You just got to, you know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, push the button. And it's never as scary as you think it is. No one's really thinking about you as much as you think they are. Like, you've got all this fear about going live. No one really cares that much about you going live. So there's all this fear there for no reason. And when people get over the fear and push the button, it's like, well, it's actually not that bad. And yes, there's still fear that comes up. Like Lesley said, she still gets scared. It still doesn't come natural. It's still a learning curve, but it gets easier. But if you're not doing it, it'll never get easier. So, just that confidence. And I've said this quite a number of times, actually, in the video challenges. It's not until somebody comes back multiple times that I see there's their sense of humor. There's their little quirkiness. There's their uniqueness. Because the walls slowly come down the more videos you do. And the more authentic you become and the more genuine you become, the more people will relate to you. The more you sit there like a robot and talk about the topic that Helen gave me a topic, it's day 3 and we need to talk about, and this is what we're going to talk about today, and blah, 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 blah. Like we sometimes we're a bit of a robot when we start doing live video. But the more you do, the more you relax. And that's when people relate to you. And if you make a mistake and you laugh about it, people even relate to you more. Yet so many people put so much pressure on themselves to be perfect. People don't relate to perfect. They just don't relate to perfection. It's like, oh, they're too perfect. I could never do that. Or they look amazing, or they've got the best backdrop. Or I did live videos for 2 years in front of my window. Like, you grow with it, don't you? I just want to acknowledge some comments here from Helen. Confidence, progress and not perfection, collaboration, step by step, making a real difference in people's life. Learning is a journey, not a destination. Thank you, Lesley, Beth and Helen. I love that comment. Thank you so much, Helen. Yvette saying congratulations to you both. Gina, I could never have done a go live before Helen's video challenge. I still get nervous, and nerves are a good thing. Actually, they're not a bad thing. It's just channeling those nerves, and then the more you do them, the better you get at them. And from Teresa, hi Helen, Lesley and Beth, you guys are true leaders. Oh, isn't that a beautiful comment? Thank you so much for being here and leaving your comment there. So for somebody sitting there, from both of you, somebody sitting there going, I get that, these ladies are inspiring. I can't believe somebody's done 15 or more, and Lesley's backed it up like twice after doing 3. Like, that incredible effort from both of you. But they're like, it's just not for me. I just don't, like, I'm too worried about what my ex-husband or my ex-wife would think, or the kids. Like, what would my children, my teenage or my grown children think of me? Like, the fear is that big. How do you help somebody who's thinking like that actually come and do a challenge with us and get over that fear? What would you advise to them? So Lesley first.
I would say, because I was terrified, and I still do get scared. I'm not going to deny it, to press that button. But I have found just doing it makes such a difference. And I've had people come to me afterwards who I had no idea had even watched my live and say to me how well I'd done. And my kids think I'm crazy anyway, but they're proud of me that I've put myself out there and I've actually done it. Especially my youngest, she goes, Mum, I can't believe it, that you're doing that. That is amazing. And so I just think sometimes our fear is bigger than who we are, because really we can do it. You can do it. It's your fear is overwhelming, but that shouldn't stop you. Just try it. Just give it a go. Just press the button. Whatever happens, happens. And if it's rubbish, delete it and do it again.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And like you said, Helen, who cares? Somebody probably isn't even watching you when you're going live at that very moment in time, and somebody might be. But it's about thinking. I just think to myself in my head now, I'm talking to a friend sat in my lounge at home, and I'm talking to this person, and I try to blot out if anybody's watching me. So I just think I'm talking to a friend and try to be natural. I don't know that I've got to be natural just yet, but I'm trying to get there where I feel more relaxed. And so I think just bite the bullet, walk on that, there's that wonderful picture where it shows a bridge going into the mist and you can't see. Just do it. Just walk into that mist, walk into that darkness. Believe me, you'll be fine at the other side. Because after that first challenge, I was amazed. I did it. I was amazed I actually did 14 days because I was frightened. And every day I was so scared to press the button. But I did it, and it did get easier. It did get easier. And it is just about doing that first one, isn't it? It's doing the first one.
The first one is the worst, but from what I can see, you're still here, you're alive, and Beth's done about 15 or so, and she's still alive. So we're all still alive, you know, and getting through sort of live video. Like, it's really not as scary as some people think it is. But I think that, you know, one of the major issues is people just worry way too much about what other people are going to think, or who's going to listen to me, or I don't look pretty enough, or, you know, all those kind of doubts that come in. Whereas, you know, if you just wake up in the morning and go, okay, who can I inspire today? What can I say today on a live video that's just going to help somebody that I don't even know that's watching? When you come from that place rather than fear, it just, you know, there's people that are waiting to hear from each one of you. Those of you listening live or on the replay, people need you for some reason. So what is your reason? What do you want to get known for? What do you want to be on social media for? And start getting brave enough. And a challenge is probably one of the easiest ways to sort of break through the fear, because we're all there with you and I give you all the guidance. You just got to get it done so you can actually build that tribe that are waiting for you. Every one of you has got a tribe of people that are waiting to follow you. But if you can't break through this, it's hard to get to the other side. Beth, what are your thoughts around, you know, that fear?
Well, first of all, you have to get over the fear. I read the book 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 by Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. And when you feel yourself hesitate by doing something that you know you should do and you can't, you just have to move towards that action. Each and every day gets easier. Embrace it. Just do it. You're not going to regret it. As we mentioned earlier, Helen gives you all the structures, the tasks, the skills. And if you're really serious about building your business and building your influence, building your own confidence, building your skill set, just learning more about yourself, then you just have to embrace that. You just have to do it. And just a note about the confidence. Once you start having some confidence in yourself, it's a ripple effect. It just snowballs. You have confidence in so much more. Your relationships with others, your confidence in building a business, your confidence in being a leader. I now have confidence in reaching my health goals. You know, that's been something that I've struggled with forever, but it just keeps going. I'm doing things now that I never thought I could ever do and would never even try. And I honestly believe that it started with the live video. It's more than just a video challenge. You know, my walking, sharing my story, being vulnerable, that's all part of it.
Wow, it's just so powerful. I just love hearing that, and that's why I continue to do them. I keep saying I'm not going to do them, or I'm going to charge for them. I think I charged for one and then I backed off, and I've done them for free ever since. So there will be another one, but I'm mixing things up this month, and in a couple of weeks' time we're going to do a different kind of challenge, which is a lead generation challenge, and it's going to be launched next week, open for registrations. I'm going to give you a workbook for it. I'm going to give you training every day. There's going to be homework you have to do, and it's just, I think, picking up on something you said earlier, Lesley, is just like, so I think some people to actually get going need some steps, and they need guidance, and they need a bit of training. But it's not only the training. Gosh, we're full of training. Training's all around you. It's like learning something and then, okay, let's go and do something about it. Like the video challenge. Okay, this is what I want you to talk about today. Go and do it. And you guys go and do it. And the outcome from that, like, I've literally seen people's lives change, and Beth sort of alluded to that, through these video challenges. So I'm going to keep going, but bring in different challenges as well to help in different areas of building a business on social media. So I'm excited about what I'm bringing. Hopefully you guys will test out the lead challenge for me and see how it goes and how I need to tweak it. It's only 4 days, so it's going to be very easy. But I guess what I want to know is, when I do another video challenge, are you both coming back? Yes. Lesley, the pressure's going to be on to back it up for a third now. She's like, no, don't put that pressure on me. But would you come back for another one, ladies, when I do another one?
Yes, for sure.
Long. We're just doing another one.
Lifetime
challenge, Beth was. So I'm just conscious of time. Anything either of you would like to say or share, you know, to the people listening or catching the replay about the video challenge experience, whether it was, you know, or your favorite day, or, you know, anything that you would like to share. Lesley.
I just want to thank you for putting it on. I mean, it really is. I know you put so much into it, but we get so much benefit from it, and it helps all of us better ourselves. You know, as Beth said, it is more than a video challenge. You gain so much more from it. You know, all the different days. I mean, for me, you know, this time, you know, my personal story, the story I chose, I burst into tears, and I'm like, oh my word, I'm crying on live video. But I did it, and I love the demonstration. I just love that day. I mean, that's just my niche, you know. I could do
It sure is. You're so creative. I'll never feel you. You can't top the Skittles one. I'm sorry. That was just. I still haven't tried it myself, but I love the Skittles. And then the painting thing that you did in the last one, like you do very.
Oh, that was great. I love that. My kids love what I created. It's so easy to do.
Yeah, it's awesome. And Beth did a mug, like it showed how you make all your mugs. Like that was pretty cool too. So, you know, this is pretty cool. I love seeing what people come up with, but I love it when people get vulnerable. Like you know, a few of my favorite days is definitely the personal day when you share something personal and people do allow themselves to, you know, and most people call it unawares. Like they get emotional. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to cry, but they're the best videos. The random act of kindness I love because it's just about giving, you know, and people get so much out of that and they don't realize how much they get out of it until they actually go and do something like that. Like, yeah, there's just so many cool days, but the practical one is also good. So Beth, what would you like to share just to finish yourself?
So I just think we should all do live videos all the time. For me, the personal days were really hard until I did them. I wasn't fond of them because I had to go vulnerable, and sometimes that doesn't come easy for me. And the personal stuff is hard sometimes, but after I do them, I feel so good about sharing something. You know, I've shared a few stories that have been really hard to share, but the freeing feeling of that is the value of that day. And the fact that it could resonate with someone and help them with a certain situation that maybe they've gone through. I've had people I had somebody reach out to me the other day, and it was just like, they heard my story, and it was through a live video challenge. And they just said, I don't know how you overcome that abuse, or I don't know how you did that, how you stayed so long. And I was able to give them some insight and some positivity that, you know, things will get better. And that's just freeing to me because it helps me as well.
Absolutely. We have no idea sometimes the impact we have on other people. And if you ever do a live video challenge and someone says, you're talking exactly to me, like I totally understand what you're saying. Like there's somebody on the other side of that video challenge totally engrossed in, you know, and understanding what you're saying. So it's a really, really powerful thing to do, not only, you know, personally, but obviously it leads to confidence that, you know, people get to know, like, and trust you, which then can help build your business on social media. So it's really one of the best things that you can do. So I would just really encourage any of you listening live or on the replay, keep your eyes and ears open to when I do the next video challenge, so you can jump on with us and have the same experience that these ladies are sort of talking about. My next challenge is in 2 weeks' time. Registrations will be open next week at the timing of this video. For the lead generation challenge, it's going to be fun. I'm going to give you some good training. You'll have some homework to do. Like it's going to be great. So I would encourage as many of you can. It's free. It's only 4 days, so it'll be an easy one. And I just really want to thank Lesley for staying up late, for joining us. You know, I know I'm 2 hours earlier than I normally would, so there's people that'll probably turn up to find that video, but they'll catch the replay of this one. Beth and I are actually meant to be on a conference at the moment, so she's giving up her time to sort of, you know, learn to be here with us today as well. I love you, ladies. I'm so proud of you. You know, come back again and share your amazingness, you know, in the next video challenge. But thank you for giving up your time to be here. Please thank everyone that's watching. Please thank Lesley and Beth and congratulate them once again for, you know, an amazing effort in our last video challenge. And I really look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Lesley. And thanks everyone for being here. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.